So this here is game number 1 of a best of 3. It is the semi-final of Go for SC2 Monday. I'm Madals, and spawning in the lower left hand position, we have got the blue Terran player representing AT Gaming. It is Optimus. And his opponent, down to the bottom right, the orange Protoss player representing Team PK. It is Gungfubanda. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes down in this first game. Nimbus is going to be the first map, and of course that means there is a base in the base. Also means that it's going to be very interesting to see what these two are going to decide to go on and do, what kind of fun things could be coming out from them. We just need to keep a close check on everything that they may be trying to achieve. For now though, not too much. Both just chilling here at the moment, no sneaky stuff coming down. Gate and a barracks on their way, just as expected, nothing too insane as of yet. Just need to keep a close eye on it, to be honest. At any moment, crazy stuff could happen. Now anyway, we do have the reactor coming on down now from Optimus, so that's going to lead into a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this. Otherwise, we're just chilling here. Gas coming down from Gungfu, that's less unexpected. Getting a gas as a Protoss player, pretty much essential, to be honest, early on. As a Terran, you may skip it in order to go for the earlier command center, since you will still be able to produce Marines, which are kind of a catch-all against pretty much anything. Still though, keeping a good look. What else have these two got going on? Not too much. Nothing crazy yet. Still no sign of any natural bases. A Reaper coming on down at the moment. Also note that the SCV is coming out, and this is mainly due to the fact that Nimbus is a very large map, and you want to be able to scout your opponent early. And the Reaper alone going out will give you a 1 in 3 chance. If you send this SCV first, you can pretty much narrow it down to 50-50. Maximizing the chances that this first Reaper will go the correct way. So it should get switched the second the SCV finds where Optimus is. Sorry, where Gungfu is, and Optimus, yep, indeed, does switch it on over. He's going to go and check to see if there is a natural base taken. Gets a look the second it gets taken. He's got his own command center down. It is roughly 3 seconds quicker, so an insignificant difference, to be honest, but still, these two sitting very close to each other. Reactor now coming on in, so it's just going to be the one Reaper, looking to be a little bit irritating. Of course, unlike up against Zerg, against a Protoss player, they have multiple tools in their arsenal to deal with a Reaper. They've got Stalkers, they've got Mothership Cores, and that means that they have a pretty easy time picking them off. So it's mainly just going to try and get some scouting information. We'll be able to sneak away, actually, meaning they can come back and get a confirmation scout later on, once it's healed up with the combat drugs. Otherwise, unfortunately for Gungfu, he hasn't yet scouted his opponent. He's going to go and check the crossbow. Is he going to check crossbows, or is he going to go for a proxy something? Okay, so he does know they came from there. This is almost definitely going to be a proxy Stargate. The reason for that is that you can fly in easily to the natural base from here, get a lot of damage down, and we see no tech back at home. So a proxy Stargate is what I'm pinning my money on, and if I were you, I'd do the same, because an Oracle from this position is going to be very, very strong. And indeed, there we go. Stargate coming on down. This is to be expected. Remember though, this Reaper is still alive. This Reaper did not die on its first entry into the base, which means that in the future, it may potentially look to just move on out and get some damage down. Beautiful move here by Optimus, actually. He's checking for this and is going to discover it. He knows that this is quite a likely strategy that could be coming down, and due to the additional exposure of his natural, and boom, finds you around the money. If you target down that pylon, it gives you your best chance of preventing anything from coming out, and to be honest, I think he should be able to achieve that, especially with the second Marine coming on over. Gungfu, not too happy about that, it would appear, but yeah, this pylon is definitely going to get taken down before anything can come out of that Stargate, so that immediately now puts Optimus pretty far ahead in terms of being able to shut that down before it even materializes as anything. Reaper's still alive here, just having a little check of everything that could be coming on down. May come back in just to take a little look at what else is there, but yeah, robotics facility on its way. Different tech path now, of course the Stargate has been scouted, but as I said, this is gonna knock things behind a little bit. It's gonna be very awkward to try and deal with this, to be honest, but I'm just checking at everything that's coming on down at the moment. Nothing too crazy as of yet. Still just keeping a good little check on everything. that these guys could be doing. For the most part, nothing too crazy going on. They're both just chilling here, having a nice time, to be honest, with this. Back and forth from the Reaper, having a bit of fun. I've noticed a couple of you are sitting there saying that there's a couple of lag issues with the stream. I'll try and correct that at some point between the two series, but shouldn't be on my end, so I'm not really sure what's causing that. Anyway, Gungfu here is going to be taking a ninja base, actually. Ooh, very sneaky sneak. That is exceptionally sneaky, actually. Going to be interesting to see what he can do with that. Still trying to keep a good look on everything that these two dudes are up to. Checking around, making sure that nothing too crazy is going on, while I also try and clear up some of the lag issues. So sorry I wasn't observing very well there. Big double drop from Optimus, though, coming into the natural base. This is an awkward position to deal with this. I don't think... Wow, there's nothing here. Photon Overcharge, Mega down, just manages to get it, but that was damn close. The natural base now is completely exposed. There's one Stalker and 2 sentries. That is literally all that's here. It's going to be a nightmare trying to stop this. The Marines already getting unloaded. They're in quite a safe spot overall. So many probes being slaughtered. One force field tries to hit the mark. Medevac should just pick up, float on down. They should be able to quickly unload here. More warpins going to be required. There is only the one gateway, so not too much can come down there. The Reaper as well joining in with this mix. Going to do a lot of damage, potentially. Moves on up. A lot of damage coming down from that photon cannon. Not really something that you want to be trying to tank face on. Medevac's just going to pick up. Going to try and get out of there, but already that was beautiful damage. 20 worker kills. Absolutely insane. So, Optimus, a heck of a long way up now, getting his third base on its way. Did Gungfu overextend by trying to get that hidden base and also tech straight up to Colossus? Perhaps. He doesn't have a mothership core now. No more Photon Overcharges. The first Colossus is about to pop, but it pops right out in front of him. The robotics facility targeted, because that will delay any further Colossus by quite a large amount. Back now, we see Optimus go, trying to get into a bit of a safer spot, trying to find somewhere that he is going to be able to defend against this if possible, but he doesn't really need to do too much. The Colossus isn't a threat with just the one there. Extended Thermal Lance hasn't been started, so Gungfu been slightly thrown off his planned movements. But yes, this is an interesting situation. Gungfu getting dropped again at the natural base, but able to force it back. I'm more interested in this base up to the top left, because that could actually be quite a saving grace for Gungfu. It gives him a heck of a lot of additional income, to be honest. It gives him a good way to try and stay in this game. A couple of scans being used just to check around what's here. Sees that the robotics facility has been remade, but there's still only that one Colossus down on the field. I'd like to see a multi-prong attack, to be honest, but not enough units for it at the moment. That Medevac going to have to boost away. Four Stalkers chilling up at the natural base will be able to stop it. Still, this is interesting spots. Second starport coming on down to allow more Vikings to be produced. We've also got, obviously, Concussive Shell coming through for these Marauders. That's going to help them up nicely. Stim and Combat Shield already done. +1 is done for both sides, but +1 armor going to be finished for Optimus first. Second starport now in. So that's going to really start ramping up the amount of Viking production. We've got the Ghost Academy also coming on through. So ultimately, Optimus is just trying to stay on top of everything simultaneously, because he knows that he's going to be quite far ahead after dealing 21 workers worth of damage with his initial double drop. So this is actually a really smart play. The only trouble for Optimus is he's sitting here accounting for a 2-base Protoss. He does not know about this top left-hand Nexus. And because he doesn't know about that, he runs into certain difficulties trying to account for just how much production or how much tech his opponent possibly has. Good Viking count though. Already up to 9. We've got Ghosts being produced as well. Extended Thermal Lance, remember, was missed initially, so that's quite heavily delayed. However, the Colossus count is soon to be up to 3. Couple of bunkers also on their way down. Optimus just wanting to make sure that he is exceptionally safe at the moment. Has more Viking coming on through and goes for a quick little scan. Where was that scan going? Just checks to make sure nothing sneaky is going on. But of course, he still doesn't know about this top left-hand base. And this really is the saving grace of Gungfu. If he didn't have this income, he would be in a bit of a nightmare position. He just wouldn't be able to produce much. And that's not to say that he's not in a rough spot anyway. He is seriously limited in his army supply. 56. So while his economy is okay, he's down by just so much supply, and his composition isn't ideal to deal with this. SCV's getting pulled. Boys are coming on this. Optimus is feeling very confident. The army can see, thanks to this observer, just how much is there. But what do? You've got to get some miracle force fields. Oh my god, the EMP was amazing. It got all of the sentries. That could be disastrous. Suddenly, there's no way to stop this. Photon overcharge triggered by the Vikings moving on in. They want to get some good shots off against those Colossi. Start shelling away at them, dealing some amazing damage, one-shotting the Colossus. This is terrible for Gungfu. Optimus is able to take game number 1. And what a good game that was. Scouting that Stargate, checking everywhere. He did a beautiful job, and he gets this first victory.